Coming up this week on Virginia Dirt Pirate.
Get it? It is. It looks like a bullet. It's a buckle. Okay. What the hell is that? It's a lock. Probably a button. I don't know.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This week I'm going to be heading back to the same place that I've been at for the past few weeks. Been having some good luck there, and I really want to investigate the colonial site that I found recently. I don't think it's a really huge site. It's probably a starter home for one of the other places in the area. But I just get a feeling that there is more stuff there yet to be found. So I want to do some more poking around there. And then later on, I will probably cross over to the turn of the century site again, since I had good luck there too. Tomorrow is going to be chilly again, even though it's warm today, but that's okay. We can deal with it. Well, all right, folks, here we are, back at the same place we were at last week. Had a really good hunt last week, so I see no reason to not pick up where I left off. This area here, this is basically the turn of the century site, and down here, down across the gully, is where the colonial site is. And these really aren't the only two sites in the area. There are other sites too. You go down across that ridge to the next ridge over, there's another site that was occupied from about the time of the Civil War up until the late 1800s, early 1900s. And then if you go over to the next ridge over, there's another site, another turn of the century site where folks lived there until the early 1900s, about 1930s. That's a site where I found the Walking Liberty $50. So there's sites all around the area here within a short walk. So, and a lot of these folks that lived in these sites, they were walking around through these hollows and things, dropping stuff. So there's plenty of stuff here to find. So let's get started. All right, so here we are back at the colonial site, and you can tell where we are because there's kind of a gully over on this side with a little rise, and same thing over here on this side. And right in this area is where the home was. You can tell because there's kind of a light iron patch right in this area. It's kind of deep, but it's right here, right in front of this fallen tree, right at the base of the toe slope. And right over here, this is where I left off. Right there is where I found the drape bust large cent. You know how I know? Because I got one of those photogenic memories. Plus, I remember this log here, and I remember this tree. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of start spiraling out around this area, hit this area here real good, and then I'm going to, I think, work my way down the hillside here towards the creek, see what's going on down there. And then eventually, a little later, we're going to take a walk down this way and see what we got going on down there. All right, first hit of the day. Way down, at least it appears to be, unless it's something really small. Very much a low ringer. Could be a tomback button. Well, let's dig it and find out. Got it. And it was a little tiny 4-hole button. And it was nowhere near as deep as it let on. But that's okay. That's all right. Pickaxe. Buried in the ground. Oh. I'll just set that right there. I'll probably bring it home with me. Not finding a whole lot else today so far. Okay, so we are way up at the other turn of the century, early 1900s site. This is the site that I found the Walking Liberty $50 at. And the reason we're up here is because we weren't finding anything down at the colonial site or anywhere down in the valley there. So I'm up here for a while to see what I can find. And I did get this hit. Which looks really good, but this site does have a lot of aluminum pots and things. So we shall see. It is a spoon. Not silver. Probably not very old. But we'll take it anyway. All right, here's one that's kind of in the penny range. Below the line, but I'm not hearing any iron. All right, let's check it out. It is just a broken piece of metal of some kind. I don't know what that is, maybe part of a lamp or something. Okay. All right. Doesn't look very deep. But I'll take it. All right, it's out. Kind of a weird looking signal. I don't know, unless there's two signals. All right. Let's see if the pinpointer can find it. Come on. Don't be a shotgun shell. Come on. Do something different. Oh no. Are we looking at a bottle cap? I hope not. We'll see. Could be a bottle cap. It's kind of in that range. I'll be damned. That's exactly what it is. Oh well. Okay, coming back down through the colonial site again. Give it one more try. Gonna hit it really good. Didn't find anything earlier other than iron. Not even a button. But we'll see. Spend a little bit more time here. All right. Here's something interesting. Signal looks kind of weird. It is deep though. Let's see what that is. All right, it's out. Still looks good. It's a strong signal. It's kind of in the button range. Could be a penny. I don't know. 65. Some iron in there too. All right, let me see if the pinpointer can get it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We got something in the clump. What the heck is that? Probably a button. I don't know. It's small. All right. I'm going to get my phone out. This is a coin. This is not a button. This is a coin, and it does not have a reeded edge. Oh my God. It's a half real. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, that's incredible. Yep, that's exactly what it is. I'll be daggoned. Oh my God. Yep. Probably about 100 feet from where the iron patch is over there, but I didn't find anything today over in that area. This is we're kind of in the overlap area right now. This makes perfect sense though. This thing was down a ways. I'll be damned. What's the date on this? I think, what does it say? I think it says 1798. That makes perfect sense. This is what you find when you get into the old sites. You don't usually find the US silvers, you usually find these. I think this is the fifth or sixth one of these I've found now. Second one this year. The other one I found this year was found at another site on this parcel of land. Back, I think it was sometime last spring. Wow, incredible. Oh my God, here we go again. It's that signal. That's got to be what it is. It's got to be another large cent. Right at the end of the day, just like last week. It's got to be what it is. Colonial site is right up along this ridge, right down to there. But we're still kind of in this overlap area here. Let me go ahead and dig this up. I'll bet you anything that's what it is. Yep, I'll bet you anything that's what it is. Okay, it's out. Actually reading a little bit higher than a large cent. Okay. Signal looks a little weird too. All right, let me turn this down a little bit. Yep, still the same. All right, let's see if the pinpointer can find it. Come on, come on. Give me something good. That was easy. What the hell is that? It's a lock. Oh my God. It's a padlock. It's an old padlock. Huh. Let me clean it up, see if it says anything on it. Let me get my phone out. Yes, it's a padlock. It's an old padlock too. And it has a name on it that says W something Bohannon or something like that. And I think it says Brooklyn, New York. But it has a patent date. It has a patent date. I thought it said 1800, but I'm pretty sure it says 1860. Patent 1860. Oh my God. Well, that's awesome. And that gives me some research to do today. Very cool. Okay, here's another one of those little tiny button signals, I think. It says it's all the way down. It's reading the same as that other little 4-hole button was that I found earlier today. So I'm going to call it. I'm going to say that's what it probably is, and that it's probably not that deep. But we'll see. I could be wrong. Yep, it's out. It was not that deep. Not as deep as it was indicating. Yep, it should be right around there. Kicks it all the way up in the leaves. Now let me see if I can find this little tiny thing. That's got to be what it is. Ooh, that was easy. Is that it? That's a leaf. Okay. All right, got it in my hand. Hang on a minute. Let me set everything up here. The hell is that? Okay. All right. Let me take a look at that, see what the heck that is. Yep, and that was it. I have absolutely no clue what that is. It's small. That's why I was reading so deep. But I have no clue what that is. It doesn't say anything on it. Huh. I think I will have to post this one. Interesting. Okay, here's another good looking one. Almost identical signal to that lock. Let me see here. Yep, okay. Could also be aluminum. But I'll tell you what. Wow, okay. Let me dig that one up and see what we got. Okay, it's out. Still looking good. Whatever it is, it's probably pretty small. I don't see it yet. So I'm feeling pretty good about this one. Come on, don't be something stupid. It's a buckle. Okay. All right. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Let me clean it up and get a good look at it. Okay. I am not familiar with this type of buckle. This is probably something else I'm going to need to post. It doesn't look that old. This is probably turn of the century stuff. But I will do some research and find out. Okay, another high tone. Low 60s. I think we're in a dumping area here. That's what it seems like. All of a sudden I'm coming on a lot of signals. Let me dig this one up. I think it's something else small again. Let's find out. Oh my gosh. That it? It is. It looks like a bullet. Yep. It looks like a little bullet. Can't tell how old it is, but I'll check it out when I get home. Another signal. Looks identical to the one I just dug up. Another bullet maybe? Let's find out. Okay, I think it's out. Let's see if the pinpointer can find it. Down in there a little way. See if I can grab it. Ah, it's a bullet. Yep. Yep. Looks like the same kind of bullet. Alrighty. Alright, that'll do it for today. Definitely kind of a weird day today. Didn't find hardly anything in the morning. Hunted that early site for probably about 3-4 hours. Didn't find anything but crap. Little bits of iron and stuff. I went to another site, found lots of aluminum crap, and one spoon. So, came back, hit the early site again. Still didn't have any luck. Went up through the overlap area, and then I started getting some hits. So, I guess I really can't complain. Long day. Long day. Full 8 hours. I am hungry. And I need to go get something to eat. All right, time for the weekly wrap-up, and basically you're looking at it. It was a rather difficult hunt this week. things did not go exactly as I had planned. Both of the sites that I was planning on targeting, I had a really hard time finding anything. But I stayed on it, and later on in the day, I did actually come across some very interesting stuff kind of in the area between the two sites. There's a gully that's kind of what I call the overlap area, and I went up through there painstakingly, and I did find some very interesting stuff. One of the first things I found in the morning was this pickaxe, which was buried in the ground. This was over at another site on the next ridge over, as well as this spoon here. This spoon is probably 1930s maybe. It's basically just a very generic looking spoon. It does say alpaca on the back. And that means that it was alpaca silver. Alpaca silver is an alloy, actually. It's not actually silver. It doesn't have any silver in it. This may have been silver plated, but alpaca silver is basically 60% copper, 20% nickel, and 20% zinc. It's also known as German silver or nickel silver. So I thought that was interesting. That will go in the spoon collection. And I did find this very interesting lock. Now this lock says W. Bohannon on it, Brooklyn, New York, and it was patented April 17th, 1860. And I did a little bit of research on it, and it was made by a company founded by Wilson Bohannon. And it says, as far as the history goes, it says, after working for other manufacturing companies, Wilson decided it was time to go it alone, and together with his son, Wilson Todd Bohannon, set up a small shop behind their modest Brooklyn home and began assembling padlocks. And he got his first patent on April 17th, 1860, and that's exactly what it says on this lock. In the 1950s, they introduced their first solid brass extruded lock, and this lock is still being produced today. Bohannon apparently is the oldest family, the oldest family-owned padlock company still producing padlocks in the United States. So that's very interesting, a very interesting piece of history here. This is obviously probably maybe mid to late 1800s padlock. So that is very cool. And I found another half real. This was right in the overlap area, not too far from where I found the it was an 1801 drape bust large cent last week. And I've also found numerous late colonial, early U.S. buttons and pieces of buckles and things there. So I do know that there is an early site there, and I think it's probably, possibly a starter home for one of the other sites in the area. Not a huge site. I think they were farming this little ridge, and sometime in the past they went ahead and just plowed this site into the ground. That's what it looks like to me anyhow. But that was very interesting. I found another one of these earlier this year at a different site on the same parcel of land. Very, very interesting. And the date on this is 1798. So 3 years older than the 1801 large cent that I found. Aside from that, also found a buckle. This appears to be just a kind of a generic early 1900s buckle. I don't really see anything on it. And a couple of slugs. These aren't modern slugs, but I would say they're probably 1930s or so, early 1900s. Aside from that, it was just kind of the usual stuff. Shotgun shells, a couple of caps from 1930s whiskey bottles. This, I have no idea what this is. It looks like it's possibly part of a buckle. Looks like it might be part of a buckle. And this looks like it's, I don't know, maybe part of a lamp or something. But anyhow, there you have it. It was not an easy hunt this week. So, not sure what I'm going to do next week. I have a couple of other sites that I could get to. I think it's time to kind of move on and do some exploring in other areas. But we shall see. Anyhow, if you like what you saw today, please like, share, and subscribe. And remember, dig it all, fill in your holes, and leave nothing but footprints.